Hi guys, Sarah Reinecke here, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the day after perfect, which I'm sure you've not heard that phrase before. This is coming from a book called Finished by Jon Acuff. Love it so much. This book talks a lot about, less about starting the process, more about finishing. It's kind of interesting when you think about like starting really isn't the problem. People start, how many New Year's resolutions on January 1st or as school starts or weight loss things, and we all start them. Lord knows I have been there, right? On starting new diets or things like that. So starting really isn't the issue in our society or in our business or in leadership. What's really harder is finishing. And so how many of those New Year's resolutions never get finished? How many of those goals never get made? And in this business, guys, we are in the business of not quite hitting our goals all the time. When I think back to my journey, I have not hit way more times than I have hit. In doing that, I have had growth over time that I'm extremely proud of. But if I look back, there were a lot of times that I did not hit it. And so I think it's all in how we handle ourselves in those scenarios. How do we show resilient optimism even whenever we're struggling or we messed up? We didn't hit our goal. We didn't do what we said we were going to do. And the day that you mess up is not the most important day. It's the day after that. So here's what I mean about the day after perfection regarding being a leader. So, maybe we put out a new incentive, or we put out a new, we're going to start doing these trainings every Wednesday night. And we do it for 2 Wednesday nights, and that third Wednesday we forget or we get busy and we didn't do it. Okay, so here's that point where we're not perfect anymore. And as humans, we want to be perfect because it makes us feel like we're successful. But the more perfect we try to make it, the less attainable our goals or whatever we have scheduled is going to be. So on that third Wednesday, whenever you forgot or something happened, you have a choice. That's the day after perfectionism. Do you say, you know what, I missed one, so now just forget it? Or do I go ahead and start again the next Wednesday? So when you think of this like in your health journey, if you do couch to 5K for 5 days and then you miss the 6th day, then it's so hard on that 6th day to tell yourself, I'm going to start again tomorrow. I think it's harder then than it is day one, right? Whenever you first started. But here's the thing, as a leader, your team is watching you. And just like if you had a friend that you were going to meet for coffee and you made several appointments and every time she didn't show, you're going to quit meeting that friend for coffee. The same thing happens in your leadership. If you put out things and you put out incentives, maybe you put out an incentive and you are not good about following through on getting that incentive sent out to your teammates, or you're not very good at holding the time that you said you were going to do the call. If it's supposed to be at 7 and you're typically late, you train your team exactly about how you treat them. So they will learn not to count on you. They will learn why even try for this incentive whenever she's never going to send it out. Why even hop on when she's never going to be on time? So it is our job. We're never going to be perfect, ever, as leaders. But it is our job to finish what we start. And even if we aren't perfect and we mess up every now and then, we got to get back on that horse and show our team resilient optimism. It's going to be a slight discomfort where you're like, ugh, I missed last Wednesday, but I'm going to do it this Wednesday, come hell or high water. But you just power past it and you're going to keep your word. So as a leader, this is something that I really want to encourage you to do. Read this book. It's all about the perfectionism that holds us back as leaders and as business owners, as humans, really. And so read this book and then think about ways that you are showing your team that they can count on you, that you will finish what you start, that when you start something that you'll be darn sure that you're going to show up every single time. Super important. So I hope this was helpful. Read this book and I'd love to know your feedback.